Yeah.
It on OBS. 1 second. All right, let me just redo that introduction there. Anyway, I made a video about Sean Strickland. A lot of people disagreed. That's okay. That's what's expected. I asked those who disagree to debate. Most people didn't step up. This guy stepped up. He didn't really want to talk about Sean's things in particular, but rather my previous takes on Dave Chappelle and cancel culture. So,
Yeah.
feel free to
So,
tell me where you disagree.
yeah, so I watched your video on cancel culture. I just think the lens that you view cancel culture through needs some adjusting.
Yeah.
Um, I disagree that it's the fact that it's not real. I personally believe, and I know this for a fact, that cancel culture is real, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to show some examples. I'm willing to talk about it.
Yeah.
Um, the examples you used were people, individuals in particular that were already pretty polarized, kind of on the political spectrum,
Mm-hmm.
and these individuals already had to have had some strong or some form of like strong community backing, whether that's from Twitch or YouTube.
Yeah.
Um, and that cancel culture can't really work on these types of people like Trump, like Hassan Piker, like Vosh, right?
Yeah.
Mainly because of the platforms they stream on. What I'm willing to talk about is that cancel culture very much can work on people that are much smaller in scale, some people in the middle, some people just like
Mm-hmm.
everyday life people, you know. I want to show a clip of, do you remember this about half a year ago? A woman in NY, I think, she had a green wig, and this one guy from a law firm apparently kind of like took it off of her real quick, or he like snagged it off of her, and then she brought out her phone and started recording him. And
I'm unaware of that. I can
here,
look it
let me
up.
send it to you. Let me send it to
Okay.
you. So what I'm trying to say is, she brought up her phone, she started recording him, posted it on her socials. It blew up. His firm fired him, and his socials got blown up. He had to take down his Facebook and his Twitter. Um, Let me just go through YouTube real quick, and I think that's a pretty strong example of cancel culture. People
Mm-hmm.
coming together to essentially like ruin someone's life
So, is
to a
there
certain
what was
extent.
the reason he ripped the wig off?
Um, so I'm under the assumption that he was clearly intoxicated in the video. Here, let me send it to you though, at least. So I'm under the assumption that he was intoxicated and that he might have snagged the wig off. And just because he's intoxicated, just because intoxicated people do what intoxicated people do. If I can just take 1 sec, let me just.
Mm-hmm. I think I might have
So
seen this. I'm like looking into it.
yeah. So what I'm saying is that I think cancel culture. I think this is a good example of cancel culture and cancel culture going a little too far. I think I don't think because someone makes a mistake, or like I think the spectrum for error is so small nowadays that something like this, if someone pulls out a phone and starts recording you and all the right things are said and all the right people watch it and it blows up, that it can actually just ruin your life. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and those around you. I think cancel culture has gone too far at that point. I don't think if someone snags off your wig, I don't think they deserve to lose their job, get fired, have all their socials on blast. I don't believe that. I think if he, I think if he like actually assaulted her, like I shouldn't say
Mm-hmm.
actually assaulted her, but like there was like strong, like he
Like if he
punched
beat
her,
her up.
he groped. If he beat her up, yes, but I think this is a good example of cancel culture going a little too far. I don't really know his name or the woman's name,
Yeah.
but I can find you the firm and their comment about the whole video and them actually
Well,
firing him if you want that.
I see a comment they made. We have been made aware of a video of a non-work related incident involving one of our associates circulating on social media. We take seriously any inappropriate behavior by any employee, whether inside or outside the workplace. This associate is no longer with the firm, which I think kind of I want to interject here. Is this
Hmm.
really cancel culture or someone not meeting the standards of their employer and then getting fired for it? Yes, the
Yeah,
internet
I
was
think
involved in like getting them aware, but let's say the internet wasn't involved and these people were just not meeting their company's standards. but so they just don't get it any they don't get into trouble. They keep their job, but this just goes under wraps. He's just fucking assaulting motherfuckers and not getting in trouble. I'm not saying he's beating them up. I'm just saying he's acting inappropriately and he got fired.
Yeah, and I just think that's a little. I think that's a little much. I think he's clearly intoxicated. That's fair. Now the problem here is that there's no actual video evidence of him assaulting her. That's very important to me. There's none. There's actually zero. And with that in mind, the reason I believe this is cancel culture is because one, again, it's just he's intoxicated. Maybe they should have like suspended him or something along the lines of that. But firing him and putting his socials on blast, there's no clear indication of him actually assaulting her. The company only fired him because the company didn't want to receive some form of like public or like social outlash, whatever kind of outlash. But if there was like a clear, that's the issue. That's why I don't think he didn't meet some kind of standard because there's no actual video of him assaulting her. And like this video blew up like millions, and it was like it was viral like 6 months ago.
Yeah, let me watch the video real quick. Let me watch the video.
Yeah. Go for it.
Sir, for what reason? For what reason? For what reason did you take my wig off? Because what made you think that was the good thing to do? What made you think that was the good thing to do?
Please.
For what? For what? Why did you do that? What makes you think that that's okay? Is that funny? Is that funny? You don't even know me.
No.
Do you hit women or something? Why did you take my wig off and keep walking?
There's no reason.
For what, sir? Why? Why?
Just say it.
Why did you take my wig off and just walk away? Because what? Why?
Please.
Nah, have a nice
Okay.
one. Have a nice
So
one.
what I'm seeing in the clip,
Him? He needs somebody to beat his
what I'm saying in the clip, or what I'm seeing is, he is repeatedly like just running into her, just like walking into her, which isn't like the biggest deal ever, but it just kind of shows.
Well,
Yes, he does seem intoxicated, but his friend.
I think she's putting it like she's putting her phone.
Yeah,
Putting her phone in his
that's
face.
fair. That's fair. But I think
Yeah.
that like you can probably assume a reason why she's doing that. The other friend of his is like telling him to chill, like it's not worth it. So he's clearly been doing something. Yes, we don't physically see the wig being stolen because most people don't record things as like a big like if someone gets punched in the face, they're not like ready and recording for them to get punched in the face.
Even be like. Really
But wait. But the point is, I think if he did not do it, number one, likely she wouldn't be recording because people don't usually just like record random people and ask why they snatched their wig. Two, he probably confessed it to the job. Because if he didn't do it, he would probably make the argument, look, there's no evidence that I did it. He's a fucking lawyer, right? Like he could probably he could probably make a compelling case that if he didn't legitimately do it.
That actually happened. There's no video proof of him actually.
Well, I
and the
think
company still fired him.
I think it's pretty reasonable to assume that he did something, considering that his friend is begging him to chill, like it's not worth it. So he's clearly either did something or about to do something. And also, if he didn't do it, I think he would have argued to the company, I didn't do it, there's no video evidence, I shouldn't lose my job over this. Yes, I was intoxicated, but there's no video evidence, nothing, I didn't do anything. Most likely what I can assume is he said...
I'm sure he did argue.
No, but
I don't think he'd confess that to the company. That is one thing he would not confess.
I don't see a reason to assume that he didn't confess it, especially since he did lose his job. I can imagine, like, look, if someone actually did this, and you got people seeing it, like you got his friends watching.
You think that I'm sorry. You think a lawyer confessed to the company that he snagged some woman's wig after the video went viral, and you think that's why the company fired him?
I think that there's. Of course, we don't know. Of course, we don't know the exact actions he took, but I can imagine.
Fired him though for confessing that he snagged a wig.
I can imagine.
They fired him because that law firm was getting ass blasted by thousands of people.
Yeah, well, we don't really know that, and I'm assuming after the fact. Well, yeah, we do know that a lot of people went after them, and we can assume that if he's innocent, they would either have enough courage to be like, look, we get that people are mad, but he didn't do anything. Or we could I think it's safe to assume that when you're in the position of you did something wrong, you did something wrong, it goes viral, it's hurting your workplace, they confront you, they ask, did you do this? And you're like, yeah, I was drunk, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but that's the problem is that this
So we
woman,
don't know
the
for
problem,
sure, but
but
I can.
I'm putting so much of the blame on her. You don't understand. This is effectively doxing someone.
I don't think
This
this
is
is doxing someone. If
this.
someone
Oh no
did
no no no!
this,
Wait no. This is effectively doxing someone, and for one, his face is on the video. Okay,
yeah. Well, when you
she is
do things,
accusing him of assault.
when you
This is
do things in
effective
person,
with
like, and
no
you get
evidence.
recorded, right?
This is
Do you
effectively
think?
doxing someone.
Do you
You
think
understand
that
this
she
is effectively
just?
doxing
Do you?
someone, right?
This isn't doxing somebody. He's a
This is
public figure as well.
do you,
He was on the law firm. His face is out there. Like, just
yeah,
showing someone's face is
no.
not doxing. Just showing someone's
Yes,
face
yes, it
in
is.
New York
Showing
City
someone's
is
face to
not doxing.
thousands and thousands of people on your socials is effectively doxing someone while also accusing them of assault. That is doxing. Dude, if you
No,
don't think that's
no, that
doxing,
is
that is
not
textbook
doxing.
doxing. That is doxing. This is
Doxing is
exactly
like
what doxing is.
doxing is like presenting someone's address or phone number and that kind of stuff. Private information. Someone
No.
doing
It can
something
be
in
someone.
wait, hold on. Someone doing something in person. Because let's say he didn't do the wig, but he just did something else. Just shoved her, bumped into her, and she just pulled out her wig and just started recording it. I don't know. But doing something in person and getting recorded. Wait, doing something in person and getting recorded is not doxing.
Dude, doing something, here's the problem. Doing something.
Do you really think he did nothing?
No, here is the dude. You're missing the point. Are you defending that? Let's say even if he did pull off her wig, are you defending the fact that he should lose his job? That his face should be known to millions and millions of people? That his social should be ass blasted? That the people around him that he knows and that he follows on social media should be ass blasted? Because if that's the case, textbook cancel culture. That is textbook cancel culture.
Let's work on that. Let's work on that.
Cancel culture.
Let's work on that, right? So we're working on the assumption that he did pull the wig. Okay, that's what we're working on. And then she got mad. Well, hold on. Wait. You just said. Let's say he did it. Okay. Let's say he did it, and then she recorded him asking, "Why the fuck would you do that?" Because that is assault, even though it's not beating someone up. It's still a form of assault. And then that video just so happens to go viral. It gets to his workplace. His workplace says, we have standards for in and out of work.
But you realize that's an excuse, right?
No. But like, do you think that no workplace is? Wait. Do you think
taking what a company says, says at face value?
Do you think that no company or like place of education or whatever these institutions that people are a part of, do you think that none of them have standards for out of work?
They do.
You think they have no standards?
But the standard of being fired from a law firm that you've worked at for multiple years is for me and many other people too far. He didn't punch her, he didn't grope her, he was tipsy and he snagged her wig. That's it.
Well, assault is assault. There's nothing. Like you can say he didn't beat her up. I agree, he didn't beat her up.
No,
but
I'm sorry. Wait. 30 years ago. Listen, no one cares.
You can talk about 30 years.
One drug.
What are you talking about marijuana?
What I'm saying is that it doesn't matter what I'm saying that there's levels. There's levels to this. You can say that it's assault. You can say that it's assault. But 100 years ago, a black guy even looking at a white woman was like was like sexual assault. I don't care that you're gonna label it assault. That doesn't. I'm not even affected by that. I'm talking about the action. He just snagged her wig.
But if you're a company and your guy is doing something, like we're working on the hypothetical of he snatched her wig, your employee did a thing that's negative. He did assault. You can disagree about the levels of assault. That's fine. That's perfect. It's not the same as beating up, but it's still under the qualification of assault. Absolutely, I agree with you. It's not beating up, but it's still under the qualifications of assault. So he already did a negative thing that most likely would have gotten him in trouble with the company if he was found doing assault. But you can refuse that. We can't fully know exactly what they would have done if he was not recorded. But he was recorded. And he was acting inappropriately.
And he was exposed to millions. He is like fundamentally. This is him being doxxed.
This is not doxing, dog.
This is doxing. People found his socials because of this video. They found out which firm he worked.
His social media.
They found his social media. They also found information about him and his relatives. They've called him, bro. if you think that
Yeah,
this is a
it's
form of
not
doxing,
appropriate. It's not appropriate to call people, but she did not dox him.
she did.
No, she did not
This
dox
is
him.
textbook doxing. Yes, it is.
Recording someone who just did something to you, and you're confronting them, and you're asking them, "Why did you do this thing to me?" And seeing their face, yes, their face, because their face is often recorded. That is not doxing. Doxing would be if she did doxing, it would be, "Hey everybody, this is all the personal information that the private information."
Nathan, if I took a picture of you right now and I posted it on my social media, okay, and if I posted it in quotes and I said, "Hey, find out who this guy is, tell me everything about him, attack his family, find where he works," is that doxing?
Did she say the words?
Is that
Find out his
I'm not
family.
gonna give you that. I'll show it to you afterwards. Is that doxing? Is that doxing?
Did she say?
Doxing.
Did she say find his family?
No. She said she wanted to know where he worked. She wanted to know where he worked. She wanted to know his socials. She wanted to know she essentially, what was it? Let me find the quote real quick. One sec.
So I will say this, and you'll probably disagree with this.
She wanted information about his personal life. Is that doxing?
You'll probably disagree with this, but I don't think that like, for example, if someone does something and people are like, "Where does this guy work?" I'm gonna tell the fucking employer. That's not firing. Or excuse me, that's not doxing. And that's not even fucking morally wrong. For example, let's do this. Let's say like you're working at you're at a university, and a professor outside the university, like, calls you like a bunch of slurs, right? Whatever slur might be accountable to you.
This isn't even comparable, dude.
Well, I mean,
that's justifiable. That's justifiable. Yeah. The professor isn't supposed to be calling you slurs. He's there to teach. You can't be racist as a professor. Like, there's laws and rules against that.
No, you could argue that snatching a black woman's wig is a little racist, but that's besides the point.
No, I don't think it's racist.
The difference is in this case, he physically put his hands on somebody else. That's a problem for many institutions, whether it's education, whether it's employers, whether it's whatever. And if someone were to then, yes, it happened to record it, it goes viral, and people then tell the employer, and the employer says, "Look, we have these standards, and we're gonna fire this guy." That's the end of the story. He shouldn't have done what he did, right? It's real fucking easy to not pull random black women's wigs off. I've personally never done that. I'm not saying I'm an angel, right? But it's really easy to not do that.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, like, I do think that there is a line, like, and I disagree when some people be like, accountability, this, accountability, everything is accountability. But in the case of this is pretty much accountability. You did a thing, it got recorded, it went to your boss, and they didn't like that. You could say this is because of the social media backlash, or you could believe that what the company says, that, look, we have standards and this isn't appropriate. In and out of work standards, which I do believe the company when they say that, because all employers have in and out of work standards. For example, if you work for...
you understand how vague that is? I'm sorry.
It's vague, but like, it's vague. Yeah, it's vague. But for example, but it's normal. It's standard in a bunch of different places.
What I'm saying is this. The only reason this person was fired is because she pulled out her phone, recorded him, posted it to her socials. It went viral. People then doxed him, followed by his company receiving loads and loads of shit, okay? Loads and loads of shit, which resulted in him getting fired. I don't think it was the company because he tugged on someone's wig. No, it's because this...
Well, you could assume that, but that's just an assumption, though. No. You can assume.
It's because a law firm revolves around people actually going there and actually finding a lawyer. Like a law firm needs, they need some form of reputation. And when you have thousands upon
damaging a reputation is kind of like grounds to be fired. It is. That is true.
But here's the difference. You're damaging this reputation because thousands and thousands and thousands of people are attacking this company directly, and it's easier to just fire him than suspend him or go through any actual disciplinary actions. I'm saying that this is too far. I don't believe he should be fired for this, and I think this is an example.
Well, the thing is, you are basing.
This is an example of cancel culture going too far. She shouldn't need to pull out her phone here. She can just brush it off.
She absolutely has the right to pull out her phone if someone just like fucking record. If someone pulls her wig out, you absolutely have the right.
You're putting words in my mouth. She has the right. I don't think though that's I think confronting him is fine. I think brushing it off is fine. I think if you're with a bunch of dudes and someone does that to you, smacking up a little bit is fine. But pulling out your phone
Wait, you think like you think smacking it? Wait.
Indirectly
you said
destroying his.
You said smacking him up is like more reasonable than like I don't know recording your confrontation.
Destroying his fucking life. Yeah, I think that's fine.
Well, any quote unquote destroying is on him. If you
no.
Wait, let me go back. Hold on. You made a point in your argument I want to address. The fundamentals of your argument is assuming that they fired her or fired him simply because it was viral, right? You're like, no, wait. I understand. Hold on. I am very much connecting the dots. Yes, I agree on the grounds of hurting a company's reputation is enough to be fired. Like, that's actually super fucking reasonable and super expected from certain companies. But going away from that, right? Your point that you're making is you are like, there is no way that the wait. You're saying wait. Yeah, so this random lady just had her wig off, randomly recorded a guy. His friend was telling him stop. It isn't worth it. Stop. As if he was already doing something.
Where are you getting his friend telling him to stop?
I watched the video.
He's clearly walking away from her.
I watched the video.
He's clearly walking away from her. You can see that, right?
I watched the video.
I don't
and
care.
His friend was telling him, stop, it isn't worth it, right?
Let's go to
so
0,
he was
0.
gonna do something.
Let's go to 0. No, he wasn't. Let's go to 0, 0. Go to 0, 0.
Okay.
Which direction is he walking in? Which direction is she walking in? And who's following?
Yes, he. I will say this.
Hold on.
She is confronting him because she just got her wig pulled, and she's confronting him. So you think she's just randomly going to a random guy? All right. So I'm gonna listen to the video. I'm gonna say the words that are being said.
What made you think that was the good thing?
What made you think that was the right thing to do?
What made you think that was the good thing to do?
I'm trying to hear the friend. Hold on.
What made you think that was the good
I don't
thing
care
to do?
about the friend. Even if the friend was saying something.
Why did you do it?
Okay, yeah, you don't care about the friend. Let's go back to the point. Hold on,
no, stop.
Yeah, she is confronting him for doing something.
He's trying to walk away. Then why are you trying to make it sound like he was going to do something to her? He's clearly not.
Well, he was pushing and shoving her, and the friend was pulling him away.
No,
but
I'm sorry,
dude. Wait,
Let's
go back to your argument. Hold on, let's go back to your argument. You made a point. Wait, hold on.
It's very important we clear this up.
Hold on. You're moving away from the argument. No, I'm
not.
Yes, you are, bro.
You don't know what. Wait, what's your definition of cancel culture? I don't even think you know. Like, I'm sorry. What is cancel culture to you?
Well, I'm curious the same to you. Like, I'm curious like how you see cancel culture. I will give like how I see it, but I'm also curious how you see it.
I'll give you. I'm asking you first because what's your definition of cancel culture?
I mean, the thing about cancel culture, I would say like it's pretty broad. Like it means different things to different people. So like for example, in its original meaning,
what's yours?
Cancel culture? I'll just say like in its original meaning, cancel culture generally referred to, let's say like an influencer, like let's say James Charles or Jeffree Star doing something controversial, and then getting backlash from it. Period. That's it. Like it's just broadly getting backlash from it. But then wait.
Backlash is
wait. That was like what it kind of generally meant. A lot of times they would lose subscribers. A lot of times they would get hate, and then over time it became sort of used by political actors. And generally, when someone's like, "I'm getting canceled," cancel culture is doing this to me, they're acting like their careers are ruined, their jobs are ruined, whatever, right?
Okay.
It's a pretty broad word. It's not like some kind of like well-established terminology. It's slang, right? So it can mean a lot of things to different people.
I have a question then. What's that one drinking? I just forgot their name, dude. What's their name again? The alcohol company
Bud Light.
Like that trans. Bud Light.
Bud Light.
So what did the conservative community do to Bud? Like what so when the conservative when they protested Bud Light, when they stopped buying Bud Light products, when
Yeah.
Bud Light's like shares dropped by like what, like I think it was like 40% in like a week.
Mhm.
What is that?
I would say they're trying to attempt to cancel Bud Light, but it doesn't work because Bud Light's still around.
But it did. But it
No, it
did. You know
didn't.
why? You know how it did? You know why it
Why?
did? Because they lost billions, billions. They took those ads down. They never even I haven't seen a single fucking Bud Light commercial that involves LGBTQ people
Yeah,
at all, because they realized the majority of
there
they
wasn't like a
realized no, they
commercials
realized the
with
majority. Right. They realized the majority of Bud Light consumers are actually redneck conservatives. So what did the conservatives do? They made Bud Light lose billions of dollars. Their stock market dropped by like how much was it again? Um,
you wait,
how much was it?
you understand though that like they weren't even running ads with this particular influencer. She was just making posts on her account. Yes, sponsored post, and that was
Yes,
it. And that's
sponsored.
what they got mad about.
That was
Okay.
and then look what happened.
So when
They lost
exactly
billions. They
what
lost
month did this
billions, and then they
happen?
fucking
Wait, what
apologized,
month
and
is
then
this?
nothing.
What month did this happen?
The what?
The Bud Light shit. What month of last year did it happen?
Let me double check. Let me double check for you. It's not Bud Light. I'm gonna use Yahoo Finance because they're a little easier.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It's about 9 months ago, it seems. I made a video about it.
yeah, it should
So
have
let me
been,
just see when that was. April 13th. Okay, wonderful. So I'm looking at Bud Light stock prices, and let's
Wait,
just
was
go within this year. So going to April, there was actually, yeah, a decrease in April, stagnation, goes down into June,
just use
stagnation.
using year-to-date.
Yeah, I'm using like the 1 year. So I see like
Oh,
from February of last year to January, about now, whatever.
Like
So
20%.
it goes down. Yeah, it goes
goes down to
down
54.85,
from
right?
54, and then right now it's back at previous levels. And if you look
Because
at
they-
wait,
because
if you
they-
look
they
at
apologize as well.
if you look at 3 years to date, it was actually at higher, and then went down to pretty similar levels to when it went down in during this controversy. It
Wait,
seems.
did you say 3 years ago?
Yeah, I put now 3 years to date, and I see if you look at the trends, you can see that it was higher than even before this controversy, then goes down a bunch. Even when there was no like quote unquote cancel culture or debate about David or debate about that specific subject, even when Bud Light didn't do anything that conservatives deem bad, these stocks go up and down for a variety of reasons. And
no,
I'm
aware why. Do you
Yeah.
know why it dropped 3 years ago?
Why?
Just no. What happened 3 years ago?
This was
What
2020
happened
this was
2021? What happened
This is
mid
2021. What happened to Bud Light? I don't know what happened to Bud Light in mid
No,
2021.
what happened? What happened to American 2021? Mid 2021.
This was July. What was happening on July? I'm genuinely asking you because you seem to know.
Because all right. Well, what happened was the market just fucking crashed for everyone. I mean, even the Nasdaq got shit on.
Yeah.
Everything collapsed.
So
Why? Because bears. Because not just bears. Because like I think there was over like how much trillion dollars in puts in mid 2021. It was almost like 3 or 4. It was like some ridiculous fucking number. That's why the price dropped. What I'm saying is the reason the stock price dropped right as they did that sponsorship, right as everything blew up for Bud Light, it's because of her. It's because of that sponsorship.
yeah, now Bud Lights are at previous levels, and the company's fine. And cancel culture is another great example of cancel culture literally doing
yeah.
nothing.
And no, it did do something. It did.
No, it didn't.
Do you know what it was? The conservatives won here. You know how they won? Because
The
Bud
number
Light hasn't
goes
done that
down.
shit since.
The number
no,
goes down.
dude.
Bud Light's still, but then it goes up. Bud Light is still around. That
Bud
trans
Light doesn't
influencer is still around.
Yeah, Bud
yeah.
Light doesn't sponsor trans influencers anymore. they don't sponsor trans influencers anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They
Right.
don't post. They don't post. It doesn't become some big thing anymore.
Right.
So that's an example of cancel culture actually working because they don't sponsor LGBTQ people anymore. They run these ads for like these fucking rednecks and their beer and their bullshit. It
Mm-hmm.
worked.
Yeah. Well, you could say that, but
They
I could say
stopped
that the
buying.
company is fine, and I knew
It's
that it would
fine
be
because
fine
it
since
adjusted.
I
It's
knew
fine
that
because it
I knew that the
adjusted
company would
to
be
the
fine.
majority of its consumers
I
and their
knew that the
political
company would be
ideology.
fine
No, you
to.
didn't.
I knew
You
that it
didn't
would
know that.
absolutely. I knew when the
No.
drama was happening that the company was going to be fine, dog. Like
Do you know why you
I
knew?
do.
Because they had to adjust. Okay, they
Hmm.
had to adjust to the majority's political ideology, and that's exactly what they
Do
did.
you think that the everybody on like the stock market, everybody that like buys like Bud Light stock are like big time Bud Light drinkers, or they're just kind of interested in
I
the
think
money?
are interested in the money. Well,
So I think because I would think for
so for
them.
example, because I'm in pre-med, not pre-med, because I'm trying to cause next year nursing medical school. I typically invest mostly in like I'm mostly focused on like companies that like pharma, some like rarely do I ever do Palantir stocks like that. I think the only reason people invest in Bud Light maybe because there's some money to be made out of it, but also people are fucking stupid. I don't know why the fuck you'd invest in Bud Light.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean,
And I
I
think
don't
those
know
and
why you would invest in Bud Light either.
I think rednecks probably know what stocks are. Their
Uh huh.
grandfathers probably know what stocks are. They probably put money into Bud Light.
Yeah.
That's probably what happened.
Yeah. Well,
And
I
when they
would
see that
say
Bud
we
Light's
don't.
being shit, when
I
people see
would
that
say
Bud
we
Light's
don't
being shit
know
on,
the point about like the rednecks or whatever, but I can just say broadly, if you're an investor in Bud Light, you probably see drama and controversy, and then you
you
take
take
your
out your
money out,
stock.
and
Yeah.
then at some point you patiently wait. And I don't know what the mindset is for Bud Light investors, but I think I guess they want a lot of them wanted to come back on because from the months since the controversy, it would go up and down and up and down as
Okay,
stocks
hold
do,
on. Do you want to
and
go
then
through
by
Bud
like
Light's? Do you want to go through
November.
Bud Light's
Wait,
YouTube channel?
By November, it would then go all the way back up to previous levels. So the point
Because they
is, like,
adjusted. You don't know.
you
You're
can
missing the
make,
point,
you
dude.
can make.
Because they
Wait.
adjusted.
You can make a lot of drama over a thing a company does. Maybe it loses some value, but when the drama goes down because people lose interest, it is what it is. The company's gonna be fine. I knew the drama would
People
go down
don't.
anyway.
People lose interest because they were being boycotted by the majority of Bud Light drinkers, the people that actually make them money. So what
Uh-huh.
happened was
So Bud
they
Light the company,
boycotted
The
them.
Bud Light the company is fine, and Dylan Mulvaney is fine. Like literally nobody
Dude,
that the
bro,
conservatives were mad at.
how are you jumping from point A to point C like
No,
this?
this is my point the whole time.
No, it's not.
This is my point the whole time. You can make drama, you can make problems, you can attempt to cancel, but in every case, no company goes down. Most cases. I'm sure they can find like a fringe case, but no big company ever goes down. And most influencers are perfectly fine. The only way influencers are hurt is when they allow themselves to be affected. But, yeah.
Dude, I'm sorry.
And also basing
That's not
basing
what
it off
cancel
like
culture
basing
is.
it off of like Bud Light's YouTube channel, they barely post at all. So like there's not really like something
No,
to
no,
base
no,
something
no.
off of.
I shouldn't say YouTube. I'd rather go on their socials. One sec.
Yeah.
I just want to show you the shift in advertisement. Can I just link it in Discord?
Like what, Bud Light's Instagram or something?
Yeah,
I mean,
one
yeah,
sec.
you can link it.
Yeah, let me just link to myself and then post it. What were those? What were those rainbow-colored bottles? Do you know those that Bud Light was selling?
No. Is that the Dylan Mulvaney ones that weren't for
Yeah,
sale
I bought
in
one. Yeah.
stores? They were just kind of like given to Dylan?
No. They were just like these cool ones. Weren't they?
Overall, I'm looking at their Instagram. Yeah, there's not like mention of LGBTQ people, but it just seems like they are trying to appeal very hard to a young, college age, I would say, diverse crowd,
Well, yeah, that's
liberal
fine. But
lefty
like,
crowd.
they're
But
not. But there's practically zero. I mean, LG. There's nothing that's.
well, yeah, even like before the Dylan Mulvaney stuff, they weren't like posting a million gay people, right? But they just
No,
did a
they weren't.
sponsorship with
They
the
weren't.
one
But they did.
influencer.
But they did one sponsorship that costed them billions.
Well, and then they made the millions back pretty fucking quick.
What they
That
made
that
it,
that
they made it
sponsorship,
back after Bud Light
that
apologized.
that sponsor. When wait, where did they like apologize? Like what? Where did they say like, oh, we are sorry for bringing a trans person? Or did they
One
say
second.
or did they say like a pretty like broad corporate statement of, we're sorry if we offended anybody. We didn't mean anything by it. Because
Hold
even
on,
then,
let me
that
send
didn't
this.
like move conservatives on the issue. They were still like super fucking triggered by that.
Offers unique apology to beer drinkers.
At the end of the day, though, like even at like in the decline, so their lowest point, like they were still fine as a company, like in the midst of the controversy.
They
And
were
then
practically adjusted, dude.
no, they were fine even back
'Cause
then.
they got-
They were
they
their
got-
their
they got-
stock was still worth
yeah.
like $50 or something like that.
Yeah, it was worth money because $1 trillion company can't just fall off the face of the universe. That's not how it works.
Exactly. So I mean,
That's
you
not how-
can
that's not how it
like
works, but
cancel culture. I'm gonna say this. I believe
you're
that there
making
are
it sound
people.
like cancel
Wait, wait,
culture
wait,
is like
wait.
0 and a 100. If
Yeah,
cancel culture
yeah. I
does go
mean
through, you
that.
lose
Yeah.
everything.
So
That's
this
not
is
how
the thing.
cancel
This is the
culture works.
thing. That's how that I think there's a fair distinction there. So I think there are many people that will attempt to cancel, that will call out a person, that will start controversy, that'll do all that. But I think at the end of the day, that shit is powerless. Because at the end of the day, all the influencers that have been canceled always end up having an audience. All these companies that have been canceled, well, Bud Light stock is back to previous levels. I think actually surpassed previous levels, technically, looking at like the highest peak, or if not like literally like the same level. Yeah, like $66. In recent, and then when it goes slightly down, it goes up and down.
They went
The
back to
point-
appealing to the majority.
No, you're acting like they did like a major shift in their branding. That Bud Light sponsorship with Dylan Mulvaney was not going to last every single day of the year. That Bud Light sponsorship happened, and people got triggered by it. There was controversy, there was a cancellation attempt, but then even during the peak of the cancellation attempt, their stock was still worth like 50 something bucks. So, and then lo and behold, when people
That doesn't
focus less on it,
matter.
when people care less about it, the stock goes up to previous levels. But you're acting like they did like some kind of major shift in their marketing when they simply did not. There was not some kind of
they
major
didn't-
shift.
No, they're. I'm not saying there was dude. I'm not saying there was a fucking major shift.
Uh-huh.
What I'm saying is that this is an example of cancel culture.
Yeah, the culture of
Losing
trying to
billions of dollars for doing a sponsorship on a trans person when Bud Light's consumers are known for being conservative rednecks. Look how much they
Yeah.
lost over something this small.
and then they gained it all back
No,
by
look
doing
how
pretty much nothing.
You're dodging. Look how much they lost over
They
something
did.
this
I
small.
can't really say they lost something when they gained it back, bro. Like I don't know what to say.
That's fine. That's fine. You can that's cool. But
Yeah.
I I don't know if you think like Bud Light's like share. I don't know if like how much money did Bud Light lose?
And they got it all
much
back.
money-
Well, the thing is,
No, how much money did
shares
Bud
are
Lose
like
in-
the stock market. As far as I know, like it's not like exactly like liquid income. It's not like they're giving literally dollars, but they're investing
Yeah,
their,
no,
com-
they're not,
their
they're
money
not.
into the thing, right? So they take out their investment, and then
In
it turns
revenue.
out then they put it back in. Like they're fine there. And if there was like a shot in revenue this year, that wouldn't surprise me. But then let's wait a bit more time, and I think they're gonna get back to previous levels.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's okay. But imagine they like started advertising like trans rights, and they started like
The thing is, they
like-
never
like,
really did that.
What I'm saying, that's my point, dude.
And the thing is, I'm sure that could cause controversy.
Imagine they did, but imagine
Yeah.
over something so small as a
as one sponsorship from one influencer,
and
sure.
they lost billions.
Yeah, and then they made it back.
Yes, but imagine they just started they said fuck it, whatever. We'll just start backing trans people and LGBTQ rights, and they had bottles and they started posting ads for LGBTQ. Imagine how much money they would have lost if something this small made them lose 15.7 billion fucking dollars.
You're saying that money worth when it comes to their stocks, correct?
In
Like their
stocks
stock
and like
market.
10.5% like revenue. It was more than like how much revenue did they lose between April and June, or how much revenue, did Bud Light lose?
I would want to see a trend of months for Bud Light, because I'm sure, yes, revenue did go down probably around same time that the
it was March, right? Was it what time was it? Was it July? Was it when did they post that?
It was, the controversy was about April.
Was it April?
So I'm actually looking at this, and the latest thing in this graph, this is looking at revenue by Bud Light, or by Bud Light's, this is their parent company and her Bausch revenue, right? And they've actually had multiple years where revenue goes down, and it's reflected, but 2023 was actually not one of them. Their company did fine. Their company actually gained 3.2%.
I'm sure their parent company was completely fine. I don't doubt it. I think when you hear, but I don't think you start pulling money out of there. I don't think people start pulling out finance. I don't think people start pulling out their money from their parent company.
I think it's actually almost like, I think this is a great example of cancel culture being so worthless. Especially, I think I heard. I might be wrong. I might be wrong on this. Wait, I think I might be wrong on this. I might be wrong.
Yeah.
But if I recall correctly, the beer that these like angry conservatives tended to go towards was also owned by the same parent company. And if that's not sort of a great example of the worthlessness of cancel culture, I don't know exactly what is. If I recall correctly, and I could be wrong on this, many of the people that were like, I am no longer drinking Bud Light. I am drinking the other beer. Huh? Sorry?
What was the name of the beer that they opted for?
I don't remember off the top of my head. I think it was there was some Mexican drinks, right? Some Mexican beer. And they would go to that. Point is, they're going from beer A to beer B. Turns out that both beers are owned by the same parent company, and that parent company's, their profits, their revenue, only went up 3%. Which in other years, without big drama, they've had moments where they've gone down in significantly larger percentage. The thing is, even if they went down a big percent,
that usually has something to do with volume, with problems in volume, or that. I think previously that's the main reason Bud Light's dropped, it's for their stock market. Because they've had problems with volume. You can look that up, but I'm pretty sure that's exactly the reason. The point is these companies, I think this, and the graphs visualized as well. They can have Corona?
20. They could have to. I don't know. I'm not sure off the top of my head. But the point is, they can have a decline like they had in 2020 because of COVID, right? That was the market acting up, right? So they had a 24% decline in revenue. This isn't necessarily the market. This is just the revenue. So this is people buying stuff and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, they still made $47 billion in revenue. And then, of course, it goes up, making $51 billion.
I don't doubt that, yeah.
And then this year, they made 3.2% more, and they made $59 billion in revenue.
I'm not going to die on the hill of Bud Light. I'm just showing you an example of, the right boycotting of them participating in what I consider a form of cancel culture. Now, this isn't the best. The reason I'm bringing this example up, it's not because it's the best example. It's just it was just the most mainstream one. And when people get together and they blast Bud Light on social media, and they pull whatever, and it affects their stock, and they stop buying Bud Light drinks, and that affects their total revenue. And then Bud Light has to do these weird promotions for a free beer and some other bullshit. To me, this is a form of cancel culture. especially considering when it was something as small as a promotion.
Yeah, I mean,
To me, this is a form
I
of
don't
cancel.
disagree that there are people that try to cancel, and I'll give an example of this. I just disagree on the power that it actually genuinely has. I'll give an example,
I
right?
think it
So,
depends. I think it depends. I think it depends on the I think it depend. I think there's been instances of cancel culture just completely removing someone from
yeah, yeah, but
has there not
I
been?
know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about, and there are examples of people getting in like controversies, or even like preparing for potential controversies and leaving earlier. And I think we go back to sort of the origins of cancel culture, YouTube, right? We all know there's a ton of YouTubers that get canceled. Now there have been some people that have left. For example, I don't know, Jenna Marbles. Probably part of it is just like she was ready to leave YouTube, but I'm sure part
Yeah,
of it
for
is
sure.
also like she knew she had some controversial stuff, so she just kind of wanted to like from the past, from old YouTube, because of different standards, and she wanted to sort of leave before all that becomes like a big problem. That's pretty understandable, and I guess you could say like that's her being worried about cancel culture, though we don't know fully what was going on in her head. But yes, there are people that will leave because of people being angry at them. For example, I have a pretty direct example. In the TikTok politics scene, in like 2020, there was this user named like Matt, and I was friends with him. You know, we knew each other, and he was fairly big, had like 100K, and some people did in fact bring up like some old things of his, some old posts, and make it a problem, and they were over exaggerating the issue, in my opinion, and he was just telling some barely edgy jokes, and he got a lot of people mad about it towards him. Now it's the actions that Matt took that allowed for a, let's say, cancellation. For whatever reason, he decided to like give some folks his accounts, and the thing is, like, I would like let him know, like, hey, bro, these like, even though you gave it to like some lefty folks, they're letting like some weirdo right wing libertarians on, and they're posting that shit on your account, bro. So he took it back. He got rid of those people, but he just kind of stopped posting. He lost interest in TikTok. You could say that there was a cancellation attempt on him and that he was a victim of canceling, but really, as his friend, that was his fault for succumbing to the cancellation.
So you think if someone succumbs to the cancellation, it's their fault
yes.
entirely? Okay.
Like, I mean, like there are people that are assholes on the fucking social media, right? But there is
so
no,
if a bunch of
yeah.
people attack you and you succumb to the cancellation,
Like,
it's
what
your
I'm
fault
not
for being
saying, like,
canceled?
I'm not saying it's your fault for them attacking you, right? Like, they're being pieces of shit. But you can respond better to cancellation attempts. For example,
Yeah, you can.
like every political, like,
You can
successful
just own
political
it.
streamer. Yeah, you can own it. You can say like, hey, I said these things, but I believe in these things. But the thing is, he wasn't even saying anything particularly bad. All he did was like some jokes that people didn't really appreciate. But he was a young guy and learning shit. But point is, he allowed people. He allowed people. The point is, he allowed people to go on his account because he succumbed to the pressure. That action is on him. The actual potential cancellation is on him. But like the people getting mad, that's on them. They can be mad. But you look at people like you look at people like Vosh, who gets like an insane amount of hate from right wingers and lefties, of course. He doesn't.
I think that's
change anything. Yeah, Destiny is also an example of someone. Destiny, Vosh, Hassan. They all have different politics. Even though Vosh and Hassan, I would say, are a bit more similar, but they have differences as well.
I think Bosch is infinitely better than Hassan's brain dead ass.
Point is, there are people that really hate Hassan, really hate Vosh, really hate Destiny, all for many different reasons, right? But none of them are gonna do what Matt did, who is the person I respect and I like as a friend, where they give their accounts to somebody that's mad at them because they want to seem like above it all.
When you have a group of people that are trying to ostracize you or shun you, okay, and let's say you do something that's like not the best course of action. Maybe you give out your what I'm saying is
you give out your account, whatever, like that kind of stuff.
You give out your account because you think it's gonna help you or something. I understand that, but to me, that is cancel. Like that is them ostracizing him, shunning him.
Well, you could say like that's like the culture, the cancel culture, but I would say though, like you only get truly canceled. No. Well, my thing is this: the way a lot of people talk about like cancellations. It's like it's career ruiners. This case, it's not a career ruiner.
Well,
The only career ruiner for I'm talking specifically about Matt here is if he gave his account and truly like left it, let the person have it, whatever, right? That would have been a career ruiner. The thing is, he took it back, made a few posts. He stopped posting on TikTok because he wasn't as interested. The controversy had already died down though when he would post again. But now he's doing things like I think working for either like people in Congress or state legislators wherever he is. So you can have a cancellation attempt on you. You can have people trying to cancel you, but there's no stopping you. There's no canceling you. I mean, I can't think of like a major example of it working. I'm sure like you the thing is you can call so many things cancel culture.
Aside from big influencers, do you think aside from large influencers, do you think any like an average person's ever been like shunned from their fired from their job, shunned from their community for something they said and then blew up and then a bunch of people just shit on them and ostracized him and might have even went for his family. You know what I mean? Like
I'm sure you could find a case of somebody saying something and then that being sent to a school or employer and then them getting punished by the school or employer. You could say that that's cancel culture. I wouldn't necessarily consider that action cancel culture. I would consider what cancel culture is, and I think this conversation has kind of helped me come to this conclusion and kind of helped me elaborate my point. Cancel culture is when it's like legit over, when your career is over, when this thing is over, when you're. But that never happens to most people. Now the thing is a lot of people the video
that I sent you. The video that I sent you. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened.
No, I think that's his. I think that's his job, seeing what he did and saying for two things. Wait.
Seeing what he did. What did he do? What did he do?
Oh, he pulled the wig off a woman. I don't think that the woman.
Where?
Now the thing is, we can. This is the thing. We're working on a lot of assumptions. All right, we didn't physically see the wig taken off. We are seeing a woman confronting a man and claiming that he took off her wig. I've been outside many times, and most people. Wait. Hold on. I'm getting to your point, bro. Most people don't just randomly do that. Now, I'm sure afterwards, he was talked to by his job. We're getting all these posts. Did you do this? Now he could the thing is, you're refusing to believe that. You're refusing to believe that, but you're also assuming that he did not do the thing. Wait. This is kind of a silly argument because we're making a lot of assumptions based on this case. But something happened. A confrontation happened. That's for sure. It went viral. Wait. A confrontation happened. That's not an assumption. Between these two people, there was a problem. Yes. There was a recording. Yes. It went viral. It went to the company. And now we can disagree whether the company is telling the truth about they have standards in and out of the office.
Dude, you're making more assumptions than I am.
You're saying that what they said is not true. That they do not that what they're saying is a lie, that they do not have that the standards they're talking about, what they're saying is bullshit.
What I'm saying is this. Every company has standards. They can fire a firm can fire you for God knows what fucking reason. What I'm saying is this. A woman recorded someone accusing him of doing something with zero evidence. Okay?
And you don't think that he a lawyer was asked about it and
let me finish my point, dude. This goes viral. This reaches his firm. People find out where he works.
Yes.
People find out his
That kind of happens when you're a lawyer. Yeah.
People find out everything about him, and I'm sure probably verbally fucking cyberbullied his. I'm not gonna probably attacked his family on their socials as well. Followed by his company firing him. Okay. So let me get this straight. You think the company didn't fire him because they were getting just a shit ton of flack from the public, from these keyboard warriors?
I'm sure.
They clearly, I don't, dude.
The thing is, you could literally argue that hurting a company's reputation.
Hey man, did you do this? And he was like, yeah, I'm sorry, guys. That's an assumption. I'm not doing that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt the company even fucking asked him anything. They
Well, that's
fired him
assuming.
because
That's assuming that.
they fired him because it's easy. They probably fired him because it was probably just easier to fire him than deal with all this fucking public outrage shit.
Yeah. Well, that's a shame if that's the case, but we can't truly know that, right?
Right, but that's kind of
That's kind of the problem with this. That's kind of the problem with this argument. Like we're making a lot of assumptions, both of us.
No. I'm not making any assumptions. I might be making one assumption, but what happened here was clear.
Oh.
No video of him being harassing her. The video goes, she confronts him, accuses him of something. The video goes viral, okay? It reaches his family, his socials, and his company. He gets fired, gets ass blasted off social media. That is a clear example of cancel culture fucking over someone over something this small.
Well, you could say putting on your hands on somebody else is not small. I think most employers, if they found out, no, he just has to get another job. He has to just get another job.
And then they call his previous job, and they're like, "So why'd you fire him? What did he do? I don't know. He pulled off some chick's wig and he went viral."
He'll be able to get another job. People have done crimes and they got another job.
And all it's gonna take is someone to find this video, send it to their firm, okay? And then the firm has to sit there and be like, we just hired him. What if this shit now happens to us?
Well, that's an assumption. We don't know that, and he'll get another job at some point, even if it's not, even if it's not in law. His face was on the internet beforehand. Lawyers are public figures.
Not to the same level, not to millions and millions and tens of millions fucking people accusing him of shit that there's clearly no evidence of him doing. There is a difference. You have to.
Well, I'm sure a proper lawyer would have argued his innocence, whether in public or whether to his employer. And if the employer had if the employer had dismissed his what he was saying, let's say he was arguing, "I'm innocent. I didn't do nothing. I'm being accused." Well, it's good for him that he doesn't work for them anymore. But I'm sure that there is a law firm, because there's a lot of weird, shitty lawyers, especially, you look at some of the lawyers that Trump hires. There's not like always a high bar for lawyers. He will be able to find another job in law, and he will be. Trump has hired other crazy people, and they've said crazy people on the job. The point is, there's always going to be room for lawyers, even if they've have controversies in the past. We don't know. He's not. So we don't know. We don't know. Wait.
Because their employment.
No.
But the federal law states do carve out.
Wait. I need you to calm down a little bit. So this guy got in a controversy. He hurt the reputation of the company. That's already grounds to remove him.
How?
Wait. Okay. Hurting the reputation of a company is already enough room to potentially remove someone from a job.
How did he hurt the company? How did he do it?
I don't know. You assume. I assume he took a black woman's wig. You assume that she just randomly recorded a guy. Wait. No, we're both assuming. Don't pretend like you're not assuming.
No, we're not.
You're not assuming a thing. You're not assuming a thing. You're not assuming a thing.
I watched the video of him clearly. There's clearly zero evidence of him assaulting her. Okay, clearly. There's no video evidence.
Yeah.
There's nothing to suppose that he. I shouldn't say that.
Okay.
There's no video evidence of him actually doing it.
So he's pushing her around. He's pushing her around. His friend is pushing him away.
Okay, let's go slow.
I'll go slow for you. I'll go slow for you. He's pushing her around.
Make it easier for me.
I'm not like broadcasting the video right now. I'm just talking to you. But. And we should move on from this specific case because it's very ideal. Wait, hold on, calm down. You gonna calm down?
I am. I love telling.
Okay. So yeah, I mean he's shoving her around. Yeah, she's putting a camera on his face, but then he's shoving her around. But going beyond that point, his friend is pulling her off.
When they walk into your face. So
when
someone walks into you and they put a camera in your face.
Okay, relax. Hold on. You're not letting me talk.
Okay.
Okay. So, she's recording him. You are making an assumption that she is just recording him for no reason, that he fully did nothing.
Oh, I'm not.
You are making the assumption that company is lying about not holding them to a standard. You're saying that, oh, they're lying about that. They're just doing it for another reason that's more convenient for my narrative. I'm going off the point. I am going off what the company's statement is. We've been made aware of the incident. We take any inappropriate behavior by any employee inside or outside the workplace seriously.
Okay.
This is their statement. I'm going to take the company by the word because there's very few sources. Like you said, we don't see the actual thing taking place.
Wait, I'm sorry.
You are assuming
the company's so here. You think the company's saying that he actually did it? No, bro. Lawyers are hired.
They're saying there was inappropriate behavior. They're saying there was inappropriate behavior. And yeah, like if there is reputation being hurt, that's already rooms to fire. But they're saying that he. They're saying. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You're assuming.
Exactly. Wait. I'm not assuming that. Wait. No, you actually make a great point. Wait, you make a great point. You make a great point. Even if it's him being tipsy in public, if that's the standard, that the law firm is gonna fire somebody for, then that's the standard that the law firm is gonna fire somebody for. Find an employer. That's okay with the way you acted. And I'm telling you, lawyers are very political people. Find a right-wing lawyer to work for, and he'll have a job.
That's cool.
Yeah, he will be fine.
But he has to move out of NYC.
I'm not saying he has to move. I'm not saying he has to move. You think that there's no you think that there's no law firms run by lawyers that hold the perspective that you hold, that he's an innocent guy.
After a few years, this is an example.
I don't even think you have to wait. A few years.
Perfect example.
What's his name? Hold on.
Example.
I'm sure that he's gonna have a job. What's his name? Well, I'm sure he probably deleted some socials, so we won't even be able to tell. So we don't even know what his situation is. Anthony Orlich. Let's see.
Name.
Anthony Orlich.
Your name. TikTok viral. I'm traumatized after the man. I'm traumatized. Jesus fuck. Okay. It's crazy. I guess if you catch a McDonald's working in McDonald's says you can't drink or smoke in public. I'm
not saying he has to work at McDonald's. He could work at McDonald's if he wants.
That's what you're saying. I get it. That's perfect.
Yeah, it's clearly not just walking weird.
You're way more right wing than you think.
I am a capitalist, so I do think that companies can have standards for their employees.
This is absurd. If he can't walking tipsy, if that's enough, amen.
Well, you're assuming that that's their reason for firing. We know it's a more complex situation. We know that these are human beings and that they have the physical capability of asking him, "Hey, are you innocent or not?" We know also that he has the ability to make a response, and we know that there would be a significant amount of right-wingers. Wait. And we know there would be a significant amount of right-wingers that would look at his response and say, this guy was fired for no reason. There's a lot of people, even though they're not right-wingers, there's people with your position. Wait, hold on. There's people with your position, and he could have gone on and said he's a victim of cancel culture, and he frankly had more opportunity now than he did as a lawyer. I'm just saying that. But the point is, we are both assuming things. Why are you acting like you're not assuming a thing? You're assuming that the law firm is exclusively doing it because of pressure, when that's not the case.
This is an example of cancel culture going too far.
And when you say culture, that implies something much bigger than one case of one guy. And even with this one guy, you cannot solidly tell me this is cancel culture.
People watching a video of him walking away from someone accusing him of taking their wig.
And you think that, so you brought up like some crackhead, there's crackheads all over the place. You think that she's just a crackhead and randomly accused him of fucking taking a wig? Because she seems to...
I'm watching the video. I'm watching this video. Okay.
Wonderful.
I don't see anything. I haven't seen him snag the wig. I see him clearly walking away. If I was,
okay.
I don't
yes. Wait. Why do you think like, okay? So like this is gonna be an extreme example, right? This is gonna be an extreme example, but I'm just gonna say it, right? Do you think that people always record incidents when incidents happen? For example, do you think you could tell somebody, let's just say they were raped. I know this is different than this, right? But if someone was raped, and then they make a statement about it, or maybe they record themselves confronting the rapist with a bunch of people so they're in a safe environment, like they're not going to get raped again. Do you think the reasonable thing to do is to be like? Do you think the reasonable thing?
You should
sure,
not do that.
sure.
You should tell the cops.
Yeah. Let's say like whatever the reason might be. Okay, they didn't get the recording of the rape. Do you think then you get to say?
Go to the doctors and
no, let's say they go to the doctors and they do all that stuff. The point is like with the taking of a wig, it's not the same like as a rape. You can't get a rape kit. I'm just going to an example of things cannot always be recorded. In the case of
so
this,
we're assuming she got raped, right?
I mean,
because you want to walk this really.
Wait, with the rape, you can like go. Wait, with rape, you can get like rape kits or whatever. There's other ways of proving it. You can see if someone had like the physical impact of sex. But I'm just saying, the point is the idea that everything is going to be recorded. Every confrontation, every incident is going to be recorded. And not like, oh, someone's going to just start recording after an incident happens. Stupid. Now, you're assuming that the wig stuff didn't happen. You're assuming that the lawyer... You're not assuming that he didn't do anything related to the wig stuff. You're assuming...
I don't even need to assume anything.
You're assuming she just took off her wig and was just like...
I don't need to assume.
No, you are assuming. You are assuming she just took off her wig, randomly confronted a guy, and was just like...
an example of cancel culture and how far...
No. You're making an assumption. You're making an assumption that this woman who is like... who has a reputation of her own, right? Would just put her reputation on the line, randomly record a guy, claim... No, you absolutely have something to lose. Why? Because every time, for example, there are people that are, especially like right-wingers, that hold your position, they will go after her too. Everybody gets someone going after them when they do something like this. But at the end of the day, I'm not saying physical assault. I'm just saying like your reputation could be damaged. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Online shit really. You were literally going on about the importance of like, or like this thing. Wait. You were literally going on about the impact about what sentence?
So like a right.
You were literally going.
And do what?
Yes.
And do what? And they'll ruin what? The reputation. And what else?
Yes, reputation. Wait, no, exactly. This is my point. This is my point. Exactly. You could have a lot of right wingers going after her reputation, just like some left leaning people went after his reputation. And guess what? They can only do so much. Now, in his case, he's a lawyer, and his employer saw his behavior, and you could say, wait, I didn't see him take the wig. That's fine. His employers saw the video. His employers saw the controversy, and they said, we don't want that. We don't want that. That isn't cancel culture. That's having a job, and your job is disapproving of what you're doing, and you're getting fired. Getting fired alone is not cancel culture. Cancel culture, when you put the word culture, when you put the word culture, when you put the culture, you're saying that there's something bigger, something about society, something this, and all you're doing is focusing on one example, which we're having a vigorous debate on. And we're not coming to an agreement. So you can hyperfixate.
Absolutely not.
Wait. You can hyperfixate on this one example, but then I can give you a million examples of cancel culture doing fucking nothing. The other example you brought up was the fucking Bud Light.
Wait. Cancel culture is real. You're saying that it's not real.
The other example you brought up was Bud Light, and then Bud Light is fine financially. Dylan Mulvaney is fine financially.
This point just hurts your video.
No, dog. No, we argued this point already. We're going in circles. We're just disagreeing on this specific video, and we're clashing heads, and that's fine. Sometimes in debates, you will have an area where you fully disagree. But I'm saying, when you talk about cancel culture, hold on. I'm perfectly fine with him getting fired because his company has the right to fire people. Companies have the right to fire some people. I don't think that you would disagree with that. We're both capitalists here. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You don't disagree with me. But the point is, when you're talking, we're having a debate. Wait. We're having a debate about cancel culture. You are telling me that there is a big societal problem with cancel culture. You're bringing up this example. It's a bit of a heated debate about this. But then the other examples you brought up, you conceded on them and dropped them. You know what I'm saying? You're hyperfixating on this one. Why is that the case?
I'm showing you a very strong, a very good example.
I disagree about the strength, but this is one of the things we're getting to a point in the debate. We're getting to a point in the debate where we're not going to come into agreement about this specific New York case, and that's perfectly fine. That happens in debates all the time.
So what did I tell you? You said that cancel culture isn't real.
Yes, absolutely.
In your video, that's the video
Yeah.
That's the problem I'm running into. Okay.
Yeah.
It very much so is real. Okay.
So if someone recorded like a person getting in a fight and like they work for an employer, and let's say that video of the fight goes super viral and it gets to the fucking employer, and that gets the person fired, is that cancel culture because they lost their job?
There's a difference. There's a big difference. There's a big difference. Would you like to know the difference?
What you want footage of every incident that takes place, and you don't think any disciplinary action can take place without full footage of something happening?
No, none of that. It's the opinion, okay? It's the agenda that's being pushed. That is a key fact. That is a key difference, okay?
Agendas.
Those two things are not analogous. They can be listen. They can be agendas. They can be ideas. It can be anything. Whatever negative implication. It can be a lot.
So do you think this is like a wide scale issue? Because one incident does not reflect a full culture.
When this video was published, when this video was pushed, okay, people were accusing him of assault. People were just shitting on him, okay?
I understand. I understand that you do not believe that he pulled the wig, but it is bold. I understand that you don't believe it.
It's so small nowadays that this is just stupid.
And this happens all the time because this is reflective of the culture.
You shouldn't be able to lose your job, get shit on social media for like months. People fucking dox you. That shouldn't happen over you pulling someone's wig. That's all I'm saying.
Wait, that's actually like let's build on that. Okay. We can't know for sure if he pulled the wig or not. We know for sure. Wait. If he did, okay. If he did,
that shouldn't happen.
You disagree that he shouldn't be fired.
I think there might have been some disciplinary action, probably.
Okay, that's actually perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. That's a fair position to have. That's literally a fair position to have. That's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm okay with a company firing someone if that's the case.
I'm not.
Okay, and we can agree to disagree on the issue of the New York thing, right? But the broad issue of cancel culture, the culture aspect of the term, I do not believe is existing. And the example you brought up, Bud Light, we disagree on that as well, but I gave you my reasons to why I don't believe Bud Light was quote unquote canceled. Dylan Mulvaney is fine, Bud Light is fine. They did not have a shift in their marketing. They kept their marketing the same. But Dylan Mulvaney's sponsorship was not going to last forever, right? So, and their parent company's revenues are up, which I think is perfectly reflective on how silly cancel culture is, because they felt like they're doing a movement. They felt like wait. They felt like they're part of a movement. The people that were quote unquote canceling the Bud Light and Dylan Mulvaney. And it turns out that the company that owns them is actually doing fine financially. In fact, they were doing better financially. They made more money. They increased their profits. So it's completely worthless.
People buying Corona products.
Yes, but that's just so in the specific case of Bud Light, the boycotts literally did nothing. On the topic of boycotts, there's been a lot of talk about the boycotts to all these different companies that have involvement in Israel. Now, I'm a lefty kind of guy. I think the boycotts are annoying. I think it's sort of fake activism that people in the West are doing to feel better about themselves, to feel like they're doing something for the Palestinian people, when they're not.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
It's not even like a debate question.
Yes.
Do you? And this is no debate, bro. Question here. It's
yeah.
Bro, I just hate watching people protest shit in the West sometimes. Oh my fucking god, it is. I cringe. I cringe so hard. Like shit. Like
I mean,
this,
I'm fine protesting.
I'm fine with it too. But I just can't take it serious. I just can't do it. I can't.
No protest. I mean, I will disagree there. I think protests are a part of. They are a part of bringing change. You know,
protests in Washington. I just like.
I mean,
no one cares. Like everyone's
like Washington D.C.
No, like just like above Oregon, like Seattle.
Oh, Washington. I mean, you could say that, but I mean, protests will always happen. That's like a fact of life in politics, and there's a reason why. Wait. There's a reason why. There's a reason why like authoritarian leaders across the world ban protests, because protests can have impact. Protest is like having a rally or like having a or like making like it's a form of communication. You know, there's a reason why Russia bans it. There's a reason why China will bring in tanks to stop a protest.
I think it can have pretty big impact in like authoritarian countries because like they're usually protesting about shit that, like.
But it doesn't just stop. We don't need to like stop protests just because we're in the West, because there's still room for things to work on.
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying we should stop them. I'm just saying when I see people protest pro-Palestine and shit in Washington, when like 98% of the people are on the same fucking page, I just cringe. That's all. It just cringe.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, you can hold that opinion. That's fine to have. But I will say, just going in regards to that, like the Palestinian, like the Israel-Palestine boycott stuff. It's not real activism, yet I see a lot of people sort of attaching value to it, and I think this is another great example of like the cancel culture. This like idea that there's a culture of cancellation, right? It's bullshit. Like, it doesn't work.
You mean like there's a when you know maybe we do agree when you say like, so your problem is like culture, like there's like this culture of like canceling people that you just disagree with.
Yeah, I think the notion that like there's a culture that has impact, like a societal problem of cancel culture, because you will have like a lot of people like kind of make careers about cancel culture, and you have a lot of politicians bring it up in a political sense when we just can physically see with our eyes that this just doesn't happen. Starbucks stock is up, for instance. If we look at how McDonald's is doing, does McDonald's have stock?
You know what might be a more interesting subject, actually? Because I think me and you just agree. Now, I guess there's no culture behind cancel culture.
Yes.
I guess maybe, I don't know. I have to think about that one. But I think it's effective at making, like, I don't know. I think Twitter, before Elon Musk bought it out and named it X, was... Yeah, of course it was the company and they can ban whoever they want, but it just becomes an echo, like banning people out, like banning conservatives out of like these super mainstream platforms. I don't know why it does not sit well with me at all. It just, I almost want to say it's a form of like cancellation, kind of, because you're not stopping them from talking anymore, but you are making their, I don't know. Mm-hmm. I'd have to think about it, but I don't like it because it's weird. It's weird, and if it was the other way around, I wouldn't want it to be that way.
Well, I see what you're saying, but I do think it's okay for social media standards. Let's go back to Twitter, right? Social media to have some standards and like obvious moderation. Like everybody agrees with that. Now the debate always comes with like what moderation will we get?
What about Twitch? Wait, what do you think about Twitch's like they're like the way like Twitch just kind of bans people and you don't really know why or for what.
Twitch can be a little weird, like yeah. But I think going to Twitter, because I think Twitter before Elon Musk and after Elon Musk is an interesting case. Twitter before Elon Musk, the narrative of a lot of right wingers, which is, oh, right wingers are getting suppressed, they're getting banned, they're doing this. They really weren't. There's like a tremendous amount of like right wing influencers that were doing fine in pre Elon Musk and post Elon Musk. And but now,
way better post Elon Musk though. Like
because
Trump back and everything. Like it's different now.
Well, I mean, the reason why Trump was banned. Remember, Trump spent his entire presidency saying wild shit on Twitter and did not get banned. Trump was only banned after January 6th, and we don't have to have a January 6th debate, but I think we can recognize January 6th was a big deal. It's not a political standard. The potential of like not doing the peaceful transfer of power is like insane. But that's the reason why he was banned. It was a real special circumstance, and that's the case. But right now, we are seeing, I think, more sort of hyper-specific targeted censorship, like petty targeted censorship, or there's like some examples of that under Elon Musk than on the other Twitter.
Was Andrew Tate banned from Twitter? He was, right?
Probably, maybe, yeah. But Andrew Tate, he's a. And we don't have to have an Andrew Tate debate. I don't know if you disagree with me, but I think Andrew Tate is a sex trafficker. But you can disagree with that. That's fine.
Probably.
Yeah.
I just but I respect the hustle. I don't know. I guess that's the that's how much capitalist is just. Man, I mean, he made like the nice, like, it's a pyramid scheme of like just dumb fucks that invest in.
Yeah, I definitely think like even like getting like not even focusing on the sex. I think that the pyramid scheme stuff is enough to ban somebody, just because like I think CopyZilla said this on Joe Rogan's, that scammers like literally like kill people. You know, like
Yeah, no, I think any kind of misinformation should. I think people that actively present misinformation on social media should for sure be banned. But that's
yeah,
about it.
yeah.
Like that includes lefties, but
Uh,
I think lefties get away with a little more misinformation than right wingers do.
uh,
Pre-Twitter.
I don't know about that. I think I mean we would see whenever like so Twitter honestly did not like have like always have like constant mass bans of accounts, right? But when they would ban like certain far right accounts. Now you can disagree how far right they are, but we'll just for the sake of this discussion call them far
Yeah.
right. But for the sake of like sort of like trying to like I guess be fair, they would also remove like Antifa chapters. And Antifa has a lot like some like I'm personally never
Antifa chapters?
like multiple Antifa Twitter accounts, and also I think not even just exclusively like violent accounts, but like just
They're
broadly
saying
left
some
accounts.
radical. They're probably saying some retarded shit. I don't probably
But
I'd assume if you get
I
banned from
mean,
Twitter.
maybe not. I don't know. But the point is, like, left and right did get banned on old Twitter. Now
But
we're seeing.
I'm gonna assume that it was mostly right. Just from the type of just from the.
But I
just
can
from the
believe
types of people that were working at Twitter.
I can believe that not because of like the type of people working at Twitter, but because of like the things right wingers post on Twitter. Because now Elon's in charge, and we're seeing more petty bans in the sense like there was like a time. This was like I believe December in 2022, right? This was pretty close to when he bought it, so this is pretty into it.
Yeah,
And there was it was the airplane. There was some kid who you put public records of airplanes and just kind of track celebrities' airplanes, which you could say is creepy, you could say is this, that, or the other, but ultimately it's legal. Public information like that is not in the realm of doxing. And but Elon, even though like I think he like kind of flip flop on this, he was saying like stuff like this is fine. This is my Twitter. I'm for free speech. And then he would eventually ban that account. And there were many reporters, because that's what journalists do, that were reporting on, well, Elon flip-flop on this, and he banned someone for posting public information. And then many of those reporters were getting banned. A lot of those reporters, like I think after they got unbanned, went into a space, a Twitter space, and that Twitter space was taken down or some shit. There was a lot of like weird behind-the-scenes stuff in that moment that just kind of showed the pettiness of Elon's moderation. But I think the worst example is there have been a few countries, I can't remember exactly which country, I believe it was Turkey and maybe India, that have said to Elon, you're going to not allow conversation about this, or you're going to ban these people, or you're going to do something. You're going to do something we're telling you, or we're going to ban the use of Twitter in Turkey.
Wait, but I have a question.
Yeah.
Can you go through this article where Twitter admits right-wing bias towards right-wing politicians and news outlets?
You said Twitter admits right-wing bias?
Yeah.
Oh, Twitter admits bias in for right-wing politicians and news. Home feed promotes right-wing tweets over and politicians over the left-wing sources. No, I believe that. Because and that makes sense. That makes sense from the financial point of view, because like, well, the way I look at a lot of corporations, unless you're like someone like Elon who takes over a big corporation and you would clearly have a political agenda, which is we all have politics, but most corporations are apolitical machines. They want to make money. And a lot of like Twitter or Facebook will promote right-wing creators and right-wing articles because those get engagement. Those get outraged, those get people angry and upset, and engagement equals activity, activity equals views for advertisers equal money. So that's probably why there was a bias towards right-wing stuff in the algorithm. I believe that for sure.
Maybe.
The thing is, I think that bias is super clear now, and there are just certain things like, going back to the Turkey thing, an authoritarian government told Elon, do this thing or else, and he completely, he followed suit. He's not committed to free speech whatsoever. In fact, that's like one of the most outrageous examples of that. And the thing is, when he was asked about it by other right-wingers, he was told, like,
You think
He-
Musk
he
would
just-
fight other right wingers? You think Musk is right winger? Just in the way you said it.
Yeah, I think Elon is right wing. Yeah, for sure.
Oh no, all right. Well, maybe we just I don't know.
We can agree to disagree on that point. But
Yeah,
other
we
right
agree to
wingers
disagree.
confronted him about it. Like they said, like this isn't okay, and he said, don't something around the lines like, don't be dumb. They said they're gonna ban Twitter. We have a choice. Now the thing is, now, especially since he's talking publicly like that, now every authoritarian country knows they can push around Elon in that manner, and they could say,
I mean, not Venezuela, not Chile, not authoritarian. Who's still
wait, Chile?
or I don't know why the fuck I said Chile. Country, which one? I'm not Afghanistan. You know, like the countries that kind of like matter in a way. Like not all of them. Not Sudan. Not
I mean,
fucking North Korea,
yeah, probably the bigger countries have more impact just because they'll have like bigger populations and bigger Twitter users. But
yeah.
but you know, if it would be concerning, for example,
Elon and
if
the Saudis are pretty tight as well. Like they're pretty.
Elon and the Saudis,
There's Elon and like the Saudi prince are just like they're pretty. Like I'm not like that's why I believe it because like Elon Musk and the Saudi prince are pretty fucking tight. So I'm sure they have some kind of business thing going on, whatever the fuck it is.
I think that there was an example of the thing is, like, people were tweeting about this, and I don't have their tweets in front of me. But there was an example of the exact situation of, like, the old Twitter users, or the old Twitter owners, being threatened by an authoritarian country to, like, don't allow this thing, or we're gonna ban you.
Yeah.
And they actually did stand up, and they were like, nah, this isn't okay. Now, I don't know exactly the result of that, but if that, to me, no matter how someone feels about the political views of either the old Twitter folks or Elon, which, by the way, the old Twitter folks are not, like, big-time lefty folks. They're tech people. I think Jack, the old owner, is, like, super into crypto and all that shit. And I think that that's a big red flag in general. But that's besides the point. So, yeah. And now on Twitter, you get the chance of, like, I don't know, saying the word cis, and you, like, CIS, you know, cisgender. And you're gonna get, like, shadow banned or something of that nature.
Oh, I hate
and
being called cisgender. Ooh.
And then, you can hate it, you can not like it, but it's just an identifier. It's just an identifier. It's just an academic term. And it's definitely not like a slur. It was never intended as a slur. It's only right wingers just kind of saying it's a slur. But because of that,
to be fair, some of this shit I've seen, like where like these fucking some like pink hair people are like the cis man, like just the way they say cis, the way they say cis. It just seems a little. It's a little spicy. I don't. It's definitely a little derogatory.
I have never seen it ever said on the same level as a slur, but like that's fine. We can disagree there.
Level of slur,
but it's definitely not something that should get someone shadow banned. You know. But because of Elon's personal biases against it, apparently there is risk of like saying certain terms, maybe not even just cis, but other things, and getting shadow banned. Meanwhile, you do have like straight up Nazi accounts just doing amazing.
If you replace cis man with like a slur, you still have a complete sentence. That's why I just don't like it. It's not the same as a slur, but like it's somewhere it's a few categories, it's a few controlled.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that, but that's fine. That's kind of besides the point. But like Elon Musk currently is allowing Nazis to succeed on his website. Like there are Nazi accounts like getting amazing numbers.
Send me. I just want to see them. What are they?
Sure. Let me look.
What are they?
Well, a lot of them will just be like posting like Nazi memes just directly. You know.
I don't know nothing wrong with that.
No, I think there is something wrong with that, and we'll probably disagree here, and that's fine. But this is what I'm saying. Like, there were right-wing accounts that were banned, and you probably had more right-wing accounts that are banned than left-wing broadly, but there's probably a reason for that. Because posting a bunch of Nazi shit will probably get in trouble.
Unless it's misinformation or if it's misinformation or if you're actively trying to harm someone by like doxing them or by doing something else, that's I think within reason to ban. But to ban over Nazi memes, I don't know.
I mean, no, just like straight up Nazis in general, but that will post the memes. But that's besides the point. Whatever. I think that Elon is also a great example of Elon is a great example of cancel culture also being worthless. Like, Elon is having like a downfall when it comes to like his mental health, his money, his reputation, all that stuff. A lot of that's like perfect. A lot of that is on him.
Than before. Yeah,
A
but
lot.
I don't think cancel culture really. I don't think you can really cancel Elon.
Yeah, you
Again,
can't
you
cancel
can't.
Elon exactly.
Like I said, you can't. You can't. I don't think you can. Because we're gonna disagree here again. I don't think you can cancel people that are so polar politically opposite because those people have a community. Like they have a strong community. They have people that can back them. I just think the people that you can cancel fall in between, or just like that guy, for example. That again, we're gonna disagree, but those are the people that I think are much more acceptable to being canceled than Elon or whoever the fuck.
I think that the only time cancel culture or cancellation attempt could work is when the person sort of allows it. So, like I said with the guy I knew, Matt, who was big on lefty TikTok, and even though like he had 100K, like 100K is still like, when it comes to TikTok numbers, it's just worth different than let's say 100K on YouTube. So it's a lot more interpersonal, a lot more direct, and all that stuff, right? So you could say at some point he was canceled, but that was because he gave his account. But then he quickly took it back and kicked out the people because
Well,
I told him.
He was canceled because
the
because
only
people decided to cancel. Because
the
people
only
decided
time
he made a
like
mistake.
canceling, the only thing canceling can work is if like you literally like allow it. You can if someone is like, you could have millions of people going after you, being mad at you, calling you out, bringing up all these things that they have a problem with you, and you could be someone like for example, Vosh is only like 400K. That's like a lot, but he's not Jeffree Star. He's definitely not Elon Musk. He's not like at Hassan's level, right? But like he has like a ton of people attacking him all the time, saying the most like the biggest claims against him, this, that, or the other. Yet he still gets to do a live stream with Representative Ro Khanna, and he still gets to meet with journalists like Ryan
like
Grimm.
4,000 people, 5,000 people watching him, right?
Yeah. So he has a big audience. Yeah, the point is you'll always have like some people supporting you, no matter your scale. In the case of Matt, even though he has 100K, that's like a lot smaller because of TikTok values to the followers and all that stuff. After people settle down, there's always going to be people there. You could be like actually found out to do vile shit.
If there's irreparable damage, like you're never gonna be back to square one. Like,
oh no, you could be found to do like vile shit. You could be absolutely like a monster, right? Like for example, Shane Dawson, right? Like he was doing weird shit. I don't remember exactly what the Shane Dawson problems were, but you know, it was huge at the time, right? But it's been a while. Bro still posts, and his views do fine. In fact, he posted 3 months ago mind-blowing conspiracy theories with Jeffree Star, so he's really like sort of baiting the outrage there.
yeah.
And even though you have like, I don't know, Sunny V2 who like loves to report on like, oh no, the downfall of this person, the cancellation of this person, I can't say someone's canceled when they got 3.4 million views on their recent video. And they're also talking to like yeah.
I think there can definitely be damage. I think if you pull audience from, even if a portion of them come back, as long as there's been damage, Like maybe cancel culture hasn't killed them, but it's definitely hurt him to a certain degree. Like
well, yeah, like he's not getting 20 million views.
Paul after his Japanese thing, but even then, that was like fucking.
Yeah, I mean, Logan after the Japanese thing like made a complete 180 in his career, and the only reason why like people kind of look down on him is because like he still went into like the crypto scam stuff. But even then, even with the crypto scam stuff, who's his employer? The WWE. You know, so like he's another great example of cancel culture never working.
He had to 180. He had to change his persona entirely. Like I feel like that's a defense mechanism towards like if you think you're getting canceled, you have to 180. You have to change. Like you gotta change something. Like there has to be a 180. There has to be.
I don't think you have to, because we see like fundamentally like Logan is still like he still likes to play the heel.
If you want to get those numbers back, I think you have to change to a certain degree. Like Kind of, maybe, because Logan, he's not the same person after. He's like the guy. He's a ranch guy. He like now he talks about like trans rights and shit. And he's never done that a day like before.
Well,
I have never.
I don't think he barely talks about like trans rights or anything like that. He like said like during like when the Black Lives Matter stuff was happening in 2020, like the most like lefty thing he did was like make a statement on that, and like make a pro BLM statement, and that's perfect. But the thing is like everybody was doing
that one Arab dude that co-piloted his
trans people.
They're
talking about trans people.
He was like,
I think I know what you're talking about.
Like, you hate trans people, you hate the gays. Like, it just seemed like so slick. It was like it was no way was it genuine. He was just doing it for like PR or some shit. Not PR.
I don't know. I don't know that specific clip fully. It sounds vaguely familiar, but I'm not sure. I know like
Where is it?
the I think overall the point is with Logan and with Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star. And I think the reason why I bring these people up when talking about cancel culture is one, this is where the term comes from. So this is like the sort of purest form of cancel culture. And two, like they have like the most people involved. So I think if there's something reflecting a culture, it's like these major instances. And even the Bud Light is a great example. And, you know, we were disagreeing about the Bud Light, but ultimately Bud Light as a company is fine. Dylan Mulvaney, even though with like the horrible hate she was getting, she was fine as well. She's still successful. She still has a career. Sorry, you were saying?
J.K. Rowling's.
Oh, she is definitely not. She's definitely like I don't fuck with her at all. And she's been called out a million times. Yet the Harry Potter brand is still good. She's like apparently
it's still good. How do you know
I mean not good in the sense I don't know how good in the sense of like the quality of the work because I didn't read it. But like
revenue and how much money she's
revenue wise,
like
well there was the
but also her name there was her reputation. Like
yeah, her reputation like she kind of triples and double triple down on every like negative thing that every negative aspect of her reputation. And I think TERFs are like gross, and she like fully embraces it. So it's just kind of like only so much. Let's say like I'm a J.K. Rowling fan, and I don't want people hating her, but there's only so much I could do if she's doing this kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but again, like she got so much flack. She was just attacked viciously by the left. Like,
she deserves it. Like you,
she might, but that again, that I think to me this is again another example of a bunch of people coming together, using social media, just smearing her name through the dirt. And
I think she smears her name herself. You know, this is the thing, right? So I made that video about Sean Strickland. I knew.
Yeah, but they did boycott like, people. I'm sure a lot of lefties now like boycott. Like they're not going to read the books. I mean,
yeah, I'm sure a lot of them would. But the thing is, like the brand is fine. They just had like that video game.
I think the brand. I think the brand's been. I think anything tied to J.K. Rowling has now been damaged permanently.
Well, the thing is like that's not cancel culture though. That's her making like for example my YouTube channel, right?
A bunch of people did come together. And they did pretty much ostracize. I mean, they did.
Yes, but that's the thing is like if someone goes out on the streets and says they hate black people, like some people are gonna ostracize them. The thing is like this, like,
of course,
like with my YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, right? So like I talk very openly about my political views. Not every video I do is political. Not everything I want to do in life is political. But I talk very openly about my political views because I am actually looking ahead when it comes to like the potential of like I don't know like a cancellation attempt.
I think we just disagree on the definition of cancel culture, dude. I think that's it.
But okay, yeah, that is true. We probably do disagree on that. But the thing is, like, she is doing perfectly fine, and she's aggressively hurting her reputation, right? But at the end of the day, that video game came out.
I think her saying her views, that it's only hurting her reputation.
She's super aggressive with her views. Like it's not just like
I believe it.
It's not her saying like, hey, you know, there are certain aspects about the trans community that I don't really like. She is aggressive on being against trans people, being a TERF, and being a TERF is just kind of gross. Like TERFs are a bit more vile than Even just like some like
millions.
straight up transphobic politicians, the level of aggression from turfs is just different. You know.
It is. It is. It is. I guess I think we just disagree on cancel culture. That's about it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just
And
think
we can wrap it up for sure.
that's about it, G. Because yeah, just I think, and I guess I understand what you mean by that the TikTok clip. Just
It's okay. It's okay that
I
we
don't think
disagree
we're
on the
ever. I don't.
TikTok one. Yeah.
I think we're in line about 98% of things probably because I'd say I'm closer to the center. I'm like a little more libertarian.
Yeah.
Definitely capitalist. But I think we just disagree on like these two things. But they're not even like big things. It's just bullshit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would say broadly, I'm sure we could find a lot of agreement on a billion different issues.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, corruption is
You were,
bad.
probably, were you hoping for like some crazed out fucking like just like some redneck dipshit?
I mean, I was just open to whoever. It's just for that Sean
Yeah.
Strickland video, like a lot of people were mad, so I was just kind of like, all right, fellas, let's set something
I
up.
just if man, I don't know. I like how he fights. I just like how he fights. I like how he fights, but
I'm honestly not really familiar with his fighting. Look, I said in the comments, like someone was like, "Why do these people think they're allowed to talk about the UFC?" Well, I'm a fan of combat sports. I'm a much bigger fan of boxing than MMA, but I have
are you
appreciation
gonna watch? You
for.
gonna watch Tyson Fury and Usyk?
I'm gonna watch that. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
gonna.
dude.
I'm looking forward to that. I think Usyk, especially like seeing the performance that
Yeah.
Tyson did. I think Usyk has a good chance because Usyk is always best to go with the smart boxer. Even though Tyson's a smart
Yeah.
boxer, it's just Usyk is like Lomachenko in a bigger body, you know.
Yeah, literally, Lomachenko in a bigger body. Yeah, no,
My
yeah.
I think my problem with Sean is just like the thing is a lot of people like
I've
a
met
common
Usyk.
a common theme in like the comments was just like, why are they bringing politics to the UFC? I mean, well, he's wearing a shirt that says women belong in the kitchen, and he was asked about statements that he made, and you can disagree whether if you were a journalist you would have brought it up, but I think it's fair game to ask about statements.
I don't want to believe that he believes that shit. I just
Yeah,
think
hopefully not.
I don't know. I don't want to. I just think because I know so many people. I don't know what it is, but like I've just so many like more conservative dudes. They're completely cool with gay people, but they just hate tranny. They just hate trans people so
Yeah,
much.
and I think
But I think that's progress, man. Honestly, like I would have never. I would like. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it for 2024. I'll take that. Maybe in 20 more years it'll be a little better and a little, better and better.
yeah, I mean, one of the funny things about like I guess what Sean said and what a lot of the comments were saying is like, no, Nathan, the people don't agree with you. The people are with Sean. And the thing is like statistically,
not.
we already see like the numbers show like people are chill with gay people and trans people. Like being chill with trans people is going up, even with the sort of the outrage machine. You get what I mean? Like there's a big effort to villainize gay people and trans people. Started with sort of villainizing trans people, but then it just kind of seems to be also going back to gay people. But at the end of the day, the shit was legalized in 2015. Society, like the numbers show people are chill with it, and
You think people, dude? I just wish conservatives weren't so fucking absolutely insane, dude. Like,
yeah.
because I think we might disagree here, but I do want them in those those little debate rooms where they talk about like sports. We might completely disagree. Like just trans people.
Like having them on sports shows, like what, like
No,
having trans
like
people?
like a trans man, a trans woman fighting a female in the UFC. For me, I'd want them in those rooms talking about why that's probably gonna be that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
I want, but they always have to tie that shit in with some weird shit. Like,
Yeah. Sean's like rant was kind of like definitely a little unhinged.
would you agree with me here? Like, we probably shouldn't have with the technology we have right now, we probably shouldn't have trans women fighting women in the UFC or like boxing.
I think that's fair. It's sort of
I
too
think there are some
polarized,
Mhm.
and I think that
We just have a hard time like
it's difficult to find the line.
Yeah.
There's obviously every single day there's research on the subject matter, and when the research becomes more clear, then we can kind of get a good conclusion off of that. Like if we see, for example, like taking estrogen really does like weaken your body significantly to the point like
Just
yeah, you
because,
are on par with
just
women.
because there's so much like once like because I'm on my last year before I even applied to just medical school. There's just so much there's there is a what I don't even I don't know why I feel weird saying this. There is a biological difference, you know.
Yeah, no, I get it, I
Pre
get it.
Yeah,
And
there pre
I
and
knew,
like even post there is depending on when they transition. It really depends on when they transition. Because after
yeah,
puberty, man, it's just not. You do have an advantage, and it's
there
different.
there
It's
are just
different.
some examples where like
Pre-puberty though, I mean, it's. I mean, you can barely tell the difference. Like down to
yeah,
like the fucking TCLs. Like the shit's it's not exactly the same. Again,
mhm.
it's a little elevated just because they have just because their thyroid gland's a little bigger, but it's pretty similar. But after puberty, man, that's a hard argument. Like you just it's not negotiable. But I want conservatives in those rooms talking about those things, but I hate it. I fucking hate it when they say some retarded shit. Like they always have to like say some stupid shit afterwards, like immediately. They can't just say that and then like sit down. They always have to
Yeah.
be like say something stupid afterwards.
I think that the trans sports stuff is, I mean, to be honest, I don't like talking about it because people either have one opinion or have another opinion. It's kind of hard to move people on it. And
Yeah.
people, I think it's often brought up as a bit of a distraction. Like if there's like if like, for example, like a right wing media guy, if he were to make a billion videos about it, you can tell by some people like this motherfucker doesn't like sports. They don't do sports.
Yeah.
Okay, they are just talking about it because they know it'll get people mad. They know it's a touchy subject and it's and they would rather talk about that than let's say the real reason certain costs are so high in society. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess my position on the trans sports stuff is we need to learn more about it. We need to see the effects of transitioning. There are some, but I am very against the sort of the moral panic of it about it because it's affected. So there are certain people that are just using it in bad faith that are like mid athletes. Let's
Mainly
say college,
conservatives. Mainly
mainly
conservatives. Oh
conservatives.
yeah.
Like I think there's examples of like I don't know the names off the top of my head, right? But I think there was like this girl in a college, right? And she was a track person, and then there was a trans person that beat her in a race. And then she was complaining about like the fact that that person's trans and they beat her. But then I think if you
I
looked,
think it's because she got instead of getting if the trans I know what you're talking about. If the trans person was first, but if the trans person didn't compete, she would have actually got third, and then
she would have
she would have
placed.
went like she would have placed in like an NCAA like tournament like for like later and like that. Yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. I know what you're talking
I
about.
don't know if that's the specific. I remember hearing about a
Mm.
case of a trans person, a trans athlete, a runner performing well. The thing is, in other races, you could see like the results. The trans runner was not winning everything, was losing to cis women multiple times. It just, this other person was also just losing to, yes, the trans person, but also cis women. And the thing is, unfortunately, with a lot of people, like, look, I'm technically a member of the media. I'm trying to make a career in the media. It's a pretty desirable position to have. You go into a microphone, you speak your mind, you get paid. I think that there's a lot of people that will jump at an opportunity to essentially become an influencer, and that
Yeah,
includes like people
on the
that are
topic though, on
that
the
talk
topic
about that.
though, on
Yeah.
that topic, again, I think I think you know my position pretty clearly. I'm not like I think we're on the same page. Like there's no bad faith going on here.
Hmm.
I I would have never allowed, not allowed, but yeah, I guess just because I wouldn't have allowed it for the trans woman to compete in the first place.
Yeah.
For me, I wouldn't have allowed in the first place, and that's because of just I'm pretty sure the person you're talking about they transitioned post puberty and they do have some they do have some advantages like more muscle
Yeah.
mass and thicker bones and
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
they don't have a uterus and they don't have wider hips. They're just those things. But again, I'm not gonna sit there and say this is why we should like completely stop all trans because it's a mental illness and it's like retarded and all this. No, 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 no. The conversation just ends there, and then it's hey, if technology was better though, if we just somehow if we somehow just like just made them like more closer to like a woman's body than like a woman's biology, then it's fine. It's all game, but
Yeah,
we're just not there
we
yet.
never know like the limits that the technology got. I feel like
Yeah.
this is a bold prediction. I feel like at some point we're gonna get a situation where you can like essentially do like a complex surgery, and trans women will be able to get pregnant, which will then
Probably.
I guess put like there's some people that will
The
argue like
Indian, the
trans.
Indian guy is trying to put uteruses in like in trans women. What's his name, bro? You know what I'm talking about? Indian
I'm unfamiliar with
doctor.
him.
They're putting uteruses in
But yeah, I mean, at that point, I mean, we see what happens with technology, though.
Yeah.
We just don't quite know the full extent of everything.
Yeah.
We're all trying to. We're like the organizers of sports are trying to figure that out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't even know what like that specific track thing. What might their standards have been, and maybe maybe the trans women simply met those standards. Trans women LGBTQ people also like sports, and I would want people to not miss the opportunity to compete in sports. But
They
it's like
wouldn't, but
it's
also,
complex. It's complex.
I wouldn't. It's complex, but I wouldn't want to. Again, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't also want them to miss that opportunity.
I wouldn't want like the women to like.
So you don't
'cause,
want the women to also like have like a competitive or a disadvantage. I get that.
Yeah,
But I think overall, when it comes to the trans discussion, I do think like many people focus on sports when it comes to the trans stuff, and it's just kind of like there's like way too much focus because like trans people represent a very small population. They're also not. They're also
even relevant. Yeah.
probably within that population, not
But
a lot of people are like
conservatives making a
athletes.
mistake, though. If conservatives really wanted to drive in that point, like if they wanted to make that point more mainstream, and really shit. I'm just saying, if I was a conservative and I wanted to be extremely bad faith, like if I was like a politician,
Yeah.
I would just tear down whatever laws restricting trans women from competing with women. I would just tear it down immediately. And if everything does turn out the way they are saying that's going to turn out, where they'll dominate, which I currently, which is my belief, which is probably what might happen. Then we'll bring more attention to. Then they'll bring more attention to it, and then they'll be able to like drive in like they'll say what's happening, and then they'll start shit posting like crazy. You know what I mean? Like if you think it's gonna go to complete shit, then why are you trying to stop it? Just let it go, and then like have like the public like like be on your side. If I was that's what I would do. But then like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I mean, I just think for me when I think about the trans issues, like when you think of like someone like Joe Rogan, he probably hyperfixates on the trans sports. I think a lot of times the trans sports thing is like genuinely like a waste of time. I'm not like trying to like be like rude here. I'm not saying like this conversation's a waste of time or nothing like that. But
I know what you mean.
trans.
It's not a big deal.
Like in a time where like I don't know, like there is like a lot of anti-trans hysteria, even going into like many state legislators or state legislatures and all that stuff. I just I like sports and I like combat sports especially, but definitely when it comes to trans people, my focus doesn't go into sports.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think you think? I don't know if I should say the left. Do you think the left has like, like conservatives bring up those protests about like that, like where they were like, we want your kids or some shit. What was that? Like, what was that? Where did that protest? What was it happening? I don't know. Like someplace on the West Coast.
I'm unfamiliar. I think I might know what you're talking about, but
yeah, like,
I don't know. Like they're making a provocative sign. Like, I don't think that there is like a for example I guess one of the things about conservatives they cry about is like, oh, the LGBTQ people, they're grooming our children or whatever. They're really not. Everybody I know, and it's getting a little anecdotal here because I mean this is kind of hard to find a metric with, but everyone I know that's some sort of LGBTQ. They're there because they are that person. No one in their life forced them to do it.
Like most trans, they're not crazy people. Like of course you're gonna get a few like fucking retards, right? But like it's because like one in every 1,000 people are gonna be like mentally like there's gonna be something wrong with them. You know what I mean? They're gonna be a compulsive liar or a narcissist or like they're gonna be weird. But they pick out these these few people, and they make a big deal out of it. But I could do
Yeah.
the same thing. I could pick out like a crazy conservative, right? That like, I mean, the guy that shot up that fucking mosque in New Zealand, like,
Yeah,
I could
exactly.
pick him and say, hey, look at it. Like, I could do the exact same thing, but
And they're, when it comes to just like trans people in general, like people were disagreeing when I said this in my video, that there is the overwhelming consensus when it comes to medicine and science is that transitioning is beneficial to people. Now, people will then say, well,
is
wait,
I
isn't
actually have
there...
no idea if it is.
Yeah. This is why, right? So, what do you hear all the time? Trans suicide, right? Like, it's
Yeah.
technically a higher suicide rate than the majority group. Now, again, they are a minority, so there's definitely like a very small minority. So there's definitely more likely, let's just say like a big group, like men, just general. There's definitely more raw number of males committing suicides than trans people broadly. But that's
Bro,
besides the point. There's a many
when you
different
say
factors
males,
to.
is it do you know if those studies, like, if they consider, because those studies, they only cover males, females, right? So is like the
Uh,
male category, like, are they including like trans women? Because like,
I'm not sure, but I'm just saying, like, generally, like the group,
mhm.
like with the, as far as I know, like a group with a big suicide problem is men.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Because there's a million different
Science.
reasons why that could be the case. Probably one of the biggest is just kind of what society expects out of men to be, like, I guess,
Yeah.
emotionless or to be leaders or whatever. But so with trans people, right? There's been decades of research which people don't tend to talk about,
Mm-hmm.
which look into the effects of transition on someone's mental health, and they actually find that I don't remember the percentage. I have like some information here. 56 of 56 studies looked in, and these were peer-reviewed studies, so these are like extra authoritative, right?
Yeah.
From multiple decades. 52 indicated a positive result on the mental health of transgender patients, and the remaining 4 did not indicate negative results, just mixed or no results, so more neutral.
Mm-hmm.
And I go to this number just because when we talk about such issues like this, it's good to use bigger pools of people, and also things being peer reviewed helps with legitimacy, because obviously there's a lot of people
Yeah.
that'll bring up like studies, like say, look, this one study by this person shows that trans people are depressed and kill themselves. Now they do.
Yeah, they'll just pick a bunch of non-peer-reviewed sources, and it's like, what the fuck are you giving me PRSTs for, bro?
Yeah, and you look into like the person doing the research, and like they're like such like a clear like ideologue, and they're trying to like make they're trying to make a career by going on, like, I don't know, right-wing
Bro,
podcasts.
they'll have the DR next to their name, or professor, but bro, there's just, I don't know. There's just so many, I guess, just so many academics. They don't even agree on anything. Most of them, a lot
Of
of them,
course, there's a lot of
and they're
debate.
also human. They're also human. Like, like one doctor is going to tell you that, hey man, you probably shouldn't eat grapes, and then another doctor will tell you, hey man, you probably should eat grapes, and
Are
another
you
one's
are
gonna say,
you
well, no, you probably
specifically wait? Are you specifically referring
yeah,
to Doctor Gundry?
yeah, yeah, Dr. Dundry, yeah.
Did you
Have
watch
you seen
like the
that?
Doctor Mike video?
Bro, that shit, we watched it in class.
That
Stephen
shit was
Gundry,
hilarious.
our professor, he turned on the video, and he was like, all right guys, um, before class, just like, it was like just the last semester kind of thing. He just turned on the video and we watched it,
That was
and I was like, what
great.
the fuck?
People like Dr. Gundry never get confronted, so it was very refreshing seeing like someone just actually asking questions, and he
But
melted down.
Gundry was just, the thing about Gundry is that
He's such a snake oil
he
salesman.
dude, he is, but he says shit like, oh, he says something and then he clarifies, like when he clarifies it, like he says, I don't know how to explain it. He just, it's snaky. It's snaky. It's like, I
Yeah,
don't know. It's snaky. It's so snaky. Like that one clip about, like, he was like, I'd rather feed my kid
the
I'd rather feed
candy.
my kid like chocolate. Yeah, chocolate over
I
a large
I
apple.
I think what was going on there, if I remember, it was like
And then the
something
guy he's
like,
like, milk chocolate. He's like, no, yeah, well, dark chocolate. He's like, well, you use milk chocolate in this context. And I was like,
yeah, like Doctor Mike was like, look, I'm getting patients that hear what you're saying about grapes or apples, and they're not eating those because you're framing them as like the devil. They're bad for you. But then you say like also like these are practically like eating a Hershey's bar.
It's
So
not,
then
it's nowhere close.
Then they're like, well, if I'm gonna eat something equivalent to a Hershey's bar, I'll just eat a Hershey's bar. So that's and then Doctor Gundry was like, well, I didn't say for them to do that. I would never recommend that. It's like, okay, bro. So embarrassing, this guy. I actually watched that this week. I just came across like a short that Dr. Mike posted. So then I watched the video, which was fun to watch, very fun to watch.
Yeah, it's weird, because listen. I feel like if I didn't know what a flavanol was or anything like that, I feel like listening to those kinds of guys, it's complicated because they are using a lot of medical terminology.
Of course.
Even when I do understand some of it, man, I got lost in that conversation a few times. I really did. I just didn't know the fucking LEC. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Especially like Dr. Mike and the girl would go on like some like very
that woman is a data. She is a data center, bro.
Yeah, I was super impressed.
She's spot on about everything.
She was great.
You can even like use like a nursing journal from what's that website called? Just like those like org nursing journals. Like she's like spot on. She's so fucking smart.
Yeah. That was wonderful to see. I wish more snake oil salesmen like that would get called out, because damn, bro, like people, it's so easy to fall for that stuff.
Bro. Those conversations never happen. Those conversations rarely happen. Like you don't find like, I don't know. You usually don't find like two doctors or like two like respected doctors, that work in like that are like the highest. Like they're the highest level specialists in their field, like talking and debating about certain things. You never get that.
Yeah.
You really never get that. I swear to God. Unless it's like in-campus private debates.
There's a person in the chat that said something just now that said, I haven't been looking at the chat for most of this debate, so I just wanted to recognize them here. But this person says, most people like that, I'm assuming like Gundry, have been kicked out of the field, so this is trying to crawl their way back. And that's, Dr. Gundry, famous heart guy, right? Or that's how he started. He was like the heart surgeon or something. Yeah. And then he goes into selling supplements and pushing a diet. And yes, he'll do like the blood work, and some people kept fucking repeating that. But he doesn't do the job that sort of gives him the sort of legitimacy. And you wonder why. Because most likely if he enters like a operating room to work on somebody's heart, after he said many times in that debate, and I guess in his books, that, smoking is actually good for you. It's kind of... yeah, he probably would not be welcome in there. So, yeah, I think that's exactly true. But, yeah, when it comes to studies and medicine and science, there is always debate. But generally, like, with trans people, I think why It's
not being published, though. It's not being published on YouTube or, like the real, like, the conversations amongst, like the people that clearly know what the fuck they're talking about, That shit it never gets published.
That's why I appreciate, like, that definitely with this, like, the huge meta-analysis on the effects of transition, because, it's many people, multi-decade, and then when you, like, look at, like, more specific studies, I saw
He's
something...
He's a weird guy, though.
Oh, Gundry?
He brings up, like... Yeah, because he talks about, like, beans and lectins, and, like they're all in the same, like no shit, but like it's just like he'll say some weird shit and they'll talk about something completely normal, like you should probably cook your beans so you get rid of all the lectins, and you should probably get it from these brands because they're the healthiest for you. Like, yeah, but then he says some weird shit like immediately afterwards.
I remember I was talking to my mom about the Gundry stuff, and she mentioned, like, he emphasizes all the time, like, cook your beans. Who's not cooking their beans? Everybody's cooking their beans. So he'll say something that kind of sounds like common sense. It's like, oh, cooking the beans, I do that. That makes sense. But then it's just like he'll add on so many things with it. When it's so clear, like, what he wants you to do is buy his book, buy his supplements. He